feel like we spend a lot of time feeling disconnected and like we don't really belong. Who knows how we got that way? It's been going on a long time. Even my mother and my grandmother spoke of it. But this is a time of a new mythos, a time when we get to choose to be connected. And in our community, we choose to make that visual and also sensual. So today I'm going to share with you about the red thread and the primary legends and teachings of a red thread. A red thread has so many layers of medicine, and I thought you might enjoy knowing about it. A red thread is something that you can do for women's circles, for birth circles, for deaths, for marriages, for all the big rites of passage and ceremonies for life, and workshops and meetings and coaching sessions. But you can also do one with yourself. And it's kind of a truth serum to hold on to the red thread and ask yourself a question. And inquiry is a huge part of the red thread. For example, in a red thread circle, when someone has their turn and they're holding onto the red thread, that's when they would be answering an inquiry posed by the leader. Lots and lots, like thousands and thousands of women have participated in red thread circles with me. And we also have a red thread guide training for people who want to get into the nitty gritty because there's so many different legends. But today, let's start with the basics. 4 legends of the red thread. But first, I'm going to extend the red thread to you. The primary legend of the red thread is that we're all connected. So I invite you to imagine, using your wild imagination, that the red thread is winging through space until it lands in your own hands. Maybe you have one, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. You just pretend like this message has come to you, and as if you're holding it while I'm doing the teaching. So here we are, the legends of the red thread. The first legend is so amazing, and it is, I am already connected. And so there's an idea that instead of being the odd one out, that actually you're choosing to include yourself by saying, I'm already connected. I'm already a part of this. I already matter. What would be different if you were already connected? Just ponder that for a moment. There's a wonderful other part of the connection piece, which is that we believe that there are other people who are on the other side of the red thread, and that your destiny may tangle and turn, but that eventually you'll find yourself face to face with each other. That's from the Asian tradition. So who's already on your red thread? Imagine looking for new beloved clients, or even a lover, or new friendships, and imagining that they were already on the red thread, connected, and you were just shortening the distance between you and them. Legend 1, I am already connected. Legend 2, my unique piece matters. Now, this, of course, is essential, because if we're going to be connected, we're going to be a part of the conversation. And so understanding that you have a unique piece that's a part of the whole is really a powerful, it's medicine for all of us to discover what that is. And so we talk about this from the framework of what is your piece of the red thread, asking yourself, what am I holding? And your piece of the red thread can be kind of narrow, like mine is just purely intentional creativity and however that gets expressed. And anything that isn't on that thread of intentional creativity, I try to say no to. So the red thread focus of like, what is yours to cause and create, your piece to hold? Like, what are you holding? What are you carrying? What is yours to tend? And to know that you have a piece, and that your piece is absolutely essential to the entire weave. So your unique piece of the red thread is essential for you, but also for all of us. That's part of how you make it matter, because without you, we won't be able to do what we would do if we were with you. That's legend 2. Your unique piece matters. I just love this. Legend 3. I see the whole and hold my own. Often we talk about people who are carriers of the red thread, and what that means is that they've decided to have it be a part of their life. Often the people who want to be carriers of the red thread have a sense of having seen the whole circle, even almost as a child, and sometimes a sense of over responsibility. And so when you choose to see the whole, but only hold your own piece. So not only does your unique piece matter, but what if you're only responsible for holding your piece? A lot of us feel a sense of over responsibility that we actually have to hold other people's pieces. If you know what your piece is, you only have to hold your piece, but you do kind of need to know the whole of which that you are living in within the planet Earth and your tribes and relationships. So what's so liberating about this is if you're only responsible for your piece and you are responsible to know what it is it, and what are you going to do with it and for it, and how is that actually going to work? How are you going to weave that thread into the world? Which easily leads into Legend 4, which is a sacred responsibility. Your sacred responsibility includes the other three. 1, that you're already connected. 2, that your piece matters. And 3, that you can see the whole, but you're taking responsibility for holding your own. And all of it is held within this idea of your own sacred responsibility. I think we all have a sacred responsibility to wake up and to discover what is ours to do. And with the world often in so much peril, it's difficult for us to sometimes get clear enough from the grief and the struggle to do the work we're here to do because we're just so busy tending ourselves. And yet at the same time, we often feel invisible. Not only that, we feel like we're not being seen by those who do see us, right? So there's invisible, no one can see you at all. And then there's those who do see you, not really seeing you. In the culture of our community, we talk a lot about the choice to see yourself and stop waiting for others to see you. And that leads right into I am already connected. And when you are in a circle of red thread, there are others who are holding the circle with you. You are being seen in a new and unique way as integral to the whole. It's really a lovely thing. And at the heart of all of this is the sense that we truly are one and we really are woven together. And that if one of us drops our thread, what could happen won't happen the way that it will. Yeah, many things have already been done, but they haven't been done by you like you. And this isn't some tome to how special everyone is, although I do believe everyone's special. I just believe that each person brings something so specific to them that my life and the circle of life will be different if you don't bring it. So this is an invitation to be connected to the red thread. So I invite you to imagine now that we are completing this part of the red thread circle. And I've spoken and shared some of the legends with you. And now I'm coming back to you. And I want to just ask you a couple questions. Do you feel like you are already connected? And if not, would you be willing to step into connection? Breathe that in. Do you feel that your unique piece matters? And are you willing to accept that it does? Breathe that in. And finally, there's 2 more. Do you see the whole? And if so, will you hold your own and identify what your piece is? And know that you're not responsible for everyone else's. You are responsible for yours. Will you be responsible for your piece of the red thread? I know that's a big question. That may take a lot more breaths. You can watch this again and come back and do it again. And then, do you feel you have a sacred responsibility? I believe that you do. In the Hawaiian tradition, they talk about your sacred responsibility as a kuleana. It's a responsibility that carries some gravity with it. People can say yes to it or not, but it's still always there. And so I do believe that each of us has a sacred responsibility. The other reason why I love the red thread is that it is in many different spiritual traditions. In Christianity, the Blessed Mother holds the red thread while the Archangel Gabriel appears to her. In Kabbalism, the red thread is connected with Rachel and is thought of as a blessing. The red tent, the good red road. I mean, just the list just goes on in so many different major spiritual traditions in India and in Brazil and in Japan and in Africa and in Australia, all different meanings, but mostly connected with connection and protection. And so I hope you enjoyed our red thread circle together. And I'd love to just leave you with the sense of how much you matter, and that you can take this gift of red thread and share it with those that you know. You never know when a sacred circle is going to be needed. You don't need any more training to offer it up. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's not a brand. It belongs to the world, and it belongs to you. Many blessings, dear one. Hope to see you along the red thread.